When you wake up at 5 just to shoot on the cage, get some shots, just to run sprints early in the morning, being in the best shape, that's what a hard worker is. When you go that extra mile, that's what makes you a hard worker.
You really have to dig deep and find heart and determination. You're not looking for praise for a coach. You're doing it more for you and the inner you to make yourself better.
A hard-working player isn't determined when everybody's watching you, but really when you're by yourself.
When you work hard, you start to see more rewards and you can go to higher places. There's nobody that can stop you. Even if like you're this little scrawny kid, the biggest man in the field will be like really scared to challenge you.
Okay, where you going? Let's go. Don't walk. Let's go. Don't walk.
A lot of kids in my neighborhood are on the streets.
They're not really doing much. They're just looking for like the next party to go to.
Honestly, I think kids in Roxbury, if they're not participating in MetroLacrosse, then they're not doing anything.
Just going to parties and getting in trouble.
Nothing. They're not doing anything. All they're doing is spending their mom's money. And they think they're the coolest people in the world, but they don't. I don't want to say that they're shallow, but here you grow.
1, 2, 3, brotherhood!
From the first day, it feels like you're at home.
Can't fear failure. Like you have to accept failure, and after you accept it, then you learn from it. And after you do that, then you can take harder risk.
Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard.
The acronym of respect. You don't just use it on the field, you use it off the field.
You really get to challenge yourself, not only physically, but mentally.
It takes you out of your element.
It can help you get to good places so you could be a successful person.
Honestly, this is a one-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and a lot of kids should really consider coming over here.
And now, back to South Shore Live.
I never meant to be so bad.
All right, well, that was a very cool intro to what MetroLacrosse is all about, spoken from some of the kids that are participating in the program. But we've got Aaron Jones here and Kevin Blackmur from MetroLacrosse. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for having us.
You bet. You bet. So those kids gave a really nice snapshot, and I know that was a video that you guys have on your website, but it really was very telling in a short period of time what you guys do. But why don't you give us a little background and a snapshot of how MetroLacrosse started and where you guys are now and what the future holds, and then we'll also talk about your big event coming up, fundraising event at Fenway Park.
Well, again, thanks for the opportunity to be on air and to speak to your audience. We really appreciate it. And as you heard in the video, what we are really trying to do is help kids improve their life, sort of enrich their life, and give them the opportunity to understand that healthier choices can be made by taking risks and enjoying things that they may not have ever known about in the past. And we do it all through lacrosse, a great sport that in the areas that we serve is something entirely new for kids. So they really don't know much about the sport until they get involved with our organization. And before they know it, they're involved in a very competitive, very athletic atmosphere, but it also teaches them about healthy living and how to make better choices and really understand how to be better citizens. And before we all know it. We're all wrapped up in this program that everybody feels good and trying to accomplish something, and before you know it, we're all just one big happy family.
That's cool. So what are the communities that you guys primarily serve for MetroLacrosse?
Well, we're throughout the city of Boston and Chelsea. So we have Dorchester, Mattapan, West Roxbury, East Boston, areas like that.
Okay.
But mainly urban areas.
And what's the age group?
We are from 3rd grade to 12th grade all year round. So Kevin will tell you that we just finished fall ball practice last weekend, and we have summer programs, but our main season is in the spring.
Right, like the regular sport.
Traditional lacrosse, yes.
Yep. Yeah, the reason we offer it to so many areas is growing up in Hingham, you think lacrosse is all around the place, but Boston, which is a hotbed, actually in the city within the Boston public school system, and even in the towns like Dorchester and Mattapan and stuff, a lot of those places don't actually have programs. So that's what we do, is we offer programming for kids in the city, make it accessible. We're at, like Aaron said, we're out of mainly Dorchester and Chelsea. Those are where our 2 main fields are. So we're right in Franklin Field in Dorchester, right in the heart of it, and then up in Chelsea. And so we get kids, from all over the city. The only requirements for you to play are that you are from 3rd grade to 12th grade and that you live in the city of Boston. So we make it accessible for any kid to play if he wants to try the sport. You can get it, and the best part about it is it's a free program. As people know who are in the lacrosse community, equipment can be extremely expensive. So our donors at New Balance, they donate a ton of equipment to us, which is great, and we're able to equip all the kids with that, so they'll continue to play with us, which is awesome.
That is awesome.
Fantastic
program. That is really generous.
So how many kids are enrolled in the program now?
Well, we're so blessed. We have about 700 kids.
Wow.
Oh, really?
Our program. We have a very, very big program, and again, as Kevin mentioned, our opportunities here is to grow the sport, because lacrosse is a very homogeneous sport. Usually has one audience. So for us to be in the urban areas, to offer a wide, diverse group of people the opportunity to play at no cost is a great opportunity to try to grow this game that we've all been involved in, Kevin and myself in particular, since we were kids.
How do you reach out to the community? How do you let people know that, hey, this is here and you can do this, even though you may not have heard of lacrosse before or don't know much about it? How do you let the parents know, to sign their kids up?
So we put a big sign on Kevin's back. Just have him around the city.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Like a billboard, yeah.
Like
Looks
that.
good. Looks
So
good.
sandwich
he just
board,
walks
yeah.
up and down.
Up and down the city, and
Nice.
it works out.
Well
Throughout
done.
the neighborhood. So you lost so much weight.
Yeah, I get a lot
You
of
look
exercise.
fantastic. You look fantastic.
So really what happens is it all starts from our partnerships. First of all, we have New Balance, Warrior, and Brine, who are Cascade, who are so generous to donate all of the equipment to us. And we have a very, very supportive board of directors that really provide us with a lot of the foundational economic support for us to get out into the community. Our main source of marketing and promotion is that we go out to the schools in the areas and really go right where the kids are. And it's really just a demonstration, because as we mentioned, most of the areas where we go, these kids have never heard of lacrosse or never even seen lacrosse. So if you can imagine, we set up a sort of a podium or display at their school and showing them with live equipment and videos how fun the sport is and what they could be involved in. And oftentimes parents are with them, or they get excited and bring their parents back. And before you know it, they're out just trying to have a good time.
Yeah, we also, on top of going to parent-teacher conferences and everything, we also go into gym classes throughout the winter. So we'll take over a gym class for about an hour. And as Aaron said, we just introduce the sport, just simple things, have them hold a stick, have them throw the ball themselves, pick up a ground ball, just kind of get them interested and, have them get a feel for the sport. So that's been huge. I mean, we literally go all over the city. I did it all last winter, and it's pretty exhausting, but it's definitely, I saw myself personally with my own eyes, a couple thousand kids, and it's crazy that a school, the Lee School, which is right next to the field where we work, some kids don't even know about it, which is crazy. We're programming right next to them, and that, it's the opportunity that we get, that we get to build relationships with all these teachers, and they know someone, we know someone, and then it just builds connections, and it really helps because we're able to help ourselves spread the word of us, but it's also great because we're able to build great relationships with the community, which is what we really strive to do.
What I think is nice in the short period of time that I've been involved, like not clearly as involved as you guys, but from a parent of a coach and an employee, is to see. I think the success of any program is when you see your alumni come back to help or to support what you're doing, and I saw that a lot last year at the event you had at Fenway Park, which is coming up again this next week, correct?
Yes.
So let's touch base on that real quick.
Well, first, I agree with you that it's very touching for us to know what our impact is by the people who've been involved. And that's a great segue into the fact that we're going to have our Faceoff at Fenway Tuesday, the 18th. And as you mentioned earlier, we're at the State Street Pavilion right in Fenway Park. We're on looking the field, and everything is lit up, and we're on the scoreboard. And it's a great night for everyone to just come out and learn what MetroLacrosse is all about. What's the connection that all of these people have, all of these communities have to our sport and to our effort as an organization. And in all the fun and the activity, we have a lot of auction items that people can participate in and bring home some unique and one-of-a-kind things and help us raise money to continue to support the kids. So as a feature for one of the speakers that we're going to have one of our alumnus who is actually on staff right now, probably one of the most dedicated, energetic, crazy, insane kids that you'll ever meet. But he's a young man now, and he's been involved with the program, and he just tells a story of what lacrosse has meant to him through MetroLacrosse. And it is probably one of the most impactful stories that I've ever heard. And I've been involved with the sport for almost 40 years myself, having played and being from a neighborhood similar to the neighborhoods that we bring kids from right now. And the sport changed my life, and I'd rather him talk than me.
That's cool. So we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to learn more.
95.9 WATD and South Shore Live.
Another bad choice for return music. I don't know where that one came from. But anyway, we've had some good ones over the last few weeks, so I'll let that one go tonight.
At the end.
All right, so Aaron Jones and Kevin Blackmur here from MetroLacrosse, MetroLacrosse.com if you want to check out the website. Big event next Tuesday at Fenway Park. Aaron was touching on a little alumni speech that will be taking place. You had one or two other speakers, is that right? I'm trying to remember the format last year.
We will have some other people speaking.
Yeah.
Probably since I'm new to the organization, I'll introduce myself to the public, and we may have some other surprise guests as well.
Surprise. All right, Faceoff Fenway. So if you're interested in buying tickets, you can buy them online. You can buy a table. You could probably sneak in a donation or two for auction items if they're probably still looking for stuff. They really do have some cool silent auction items there. I know that Kevin actually bid heavily on a Zdeno Chara hockey stick last year that's hanging from the rafters in our basement.
You guys wanted to give back, so
7 foot hockey player with you can imagine how big his stick is. But anyway,
oh boy! Actually, one of the things that's really interesting about this year's event is you can go on MetroLacrosse.com/faceoff, and we have some of the auction items up for bid right now.
Really?
So people in the listening audience can participate in the auction as we speak. So we have some great sports items, similar to your other guests, real local to the whole New England and Boston area for people to sink their teeth into.
So here's a few right here, just to give you a little taste of some of the stuff that's there. NFL weekend in New York City, Martha's Vineyard Getaway, Killington Getaway, a Red Sox bat girl experience. That would be really cool if you got a young kid that's a huge baseball fan. Imagine being on the field. Green Monster experience, Boston Cannons, which, if you don't know, is the professional lacrosse team here in the city, with a Jordan Burke VIP package, Celtics Knicks tickets, Cape Cod National Golf package, Vineyard Vines gift pack, pasta night basket, and on and on. Here's one for Cindy. Harpoon Brewery tour and a case of beer.
Oh, sign me up. Love that one. Love it.
There you go. And here's one for Erica. Billy Boy tour, which is rum, vodka, whiskey. Take your choice. Billy Boy is offering a tour of tasting hosted at the Cedric Street Distillery.
Your own distillery.
Good Lord.
That would be awesome.
You can hang out there in your bathrobe smoking butts and stuff.
The imagery is rich here on South Shore Live.
The curlers in my hair.
Yeah, New England Patriots Belichick package. Really, there's a good variety of stuff here. There's trips, there's gifts, there's booze, there's whatever, all over the spectrum.
Well, we really try to help people enjoy themselves. So that's what we're all about. And the best thing is, as we said, if you want to help Metro Lacrosse and help the kids that we serve, you can go online, either bid on an item and win the item, as well as make a donation. And again, every single penny that we raise goes straight to the kids.
That's cool.
That is awesome.
Now, if someone wants to become a coach or a volunteer, how would they go about doing that?
We take volunteers from all walks of life, because everything we do is is sort of on a budget. So we appreciate volunteers. We appreciate people who want to help. All you have to do is go to MetroLacrosse.com and get in touch with us, and we'll welcome any volunteers.
All right, Faceoff Fenway is Tuesday, November 18th from 6 to 9 p.m. at the State Street Pavilion in Fenway Park. If you're a lacrosse fan, if you're like the mystique of Fenway Park and you want to go for a fun event, it's 3 hours on a Tuesday night. Clearly, it's better than going out on a Monday night because you would miss Social Live, but Tuesday night, look what you get to do, right?
So with 700 kids, do you have a lot of tournaments and events, or?
Well, like we said, we run year-round programming. So 700s throughout the year. In our springtime, we have 2 practices a week, and then we have Saturdays. And what we do is we schedule as many games as we can for other teams around the area. We've played Brockton a couple of times. We played Brookline, but then also we have so many kids. We'll take our Chelsea participants and bring them down to Dorchester, and we'll have like a play day, because there's a ton of kids. There's 4 last spring. There was 4 teams of youth, which is 5th and 6th graders. So there's 2 in Dorchester and 2 in Chelsea. So that's a ton of kids. We get them together, we just mix them up, have them let them play, have fun competitive games, and we also have different events during the fall. We have theme days and everything like that. So, we have practices and games usually between each other. But they get a lot of touches. They get a lot of time in the spring.
So that also, just to give you a snippet of the things that we do. This fall, we had the Israeli national team out for a clinic where they came actually over here from Ireland to help all of our kids learn how to play lacrosse and really build some bonds between the two nations. During the summer, we have our event called Summer Bounce, which is a week-long sleepover camp for kids from urban areas throughout the United States. So kids from as far as California, New York, Chicago, Denver, all come to a boarding school in New Hampshire that we house everybody out, and they get an opportunity to play lacrosse exclusively for an entire week. And the unique thing about that is that it's all urban participants. So as I said, these are all underserved communities that get an opportunity to see what the game of lacrosse can bring them in a one-of-a-kind environment. So it's really great.
That
so we do a lot of
fantastic.
interesting things for them to understand, and we really just want to show them through taking risk and jumping into things that you might not be familiar with, what promise can be on
Taking
the other
positive
end.
risks.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Taking positive and structured and intelligent, healthy risks.
Right. And once you conquer that,
right, what you can
what's
do.
the next thing you
Right.
can do?
So
Yeah.
it sort of opens their minds up to all sorts of possibilities. And we play with that concept throughout all the programming that we do.
When did it start, this program?
We are about 14 years old. So about in the year 2000, we started with some very brave and visionary people. And I'm actually the 4th CEO to come on board. So to have such a legacy, to start such an organization that lasted so long and that has so much life is an amazing thing. And I just hope to be a part of extending it for another couple of decades.
That's awesome. All right, we have unfortunately run out of time. Check out Faceoff at Fenway, Tuesday, November 18th, 6 to 9 p.m., State Street Pavilion at Fenway Park. Tickets are available at MetroLacrosse.com, or you can call Kevin Blackmur.